That music was
Well,
pretty crap,
well,
wasn't
hello.
it?
It's sort of a
Hello,
combination
hello.
between country western and
Static
maybe
and
something
yeah,
else.
pretty bad. Pretty bad, I say. I don't know. I like a good country song, but I don't know about that one. That was, yeah. Well, we got our intro
Hello, hello,
song. I think we can
hello.
choose a much better one next time.
How are we,
All
everyone?
good.
Good morning, good evening, good
I'm blurry
afternoon,
on our screen.
wherever you're tuning in from. Are you, Danny?
Are
You
you?
look no, you're
No,
good. You're good on my screen.
on yours, but on Facebook we're not. We look
Oh,
blurry.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I know if it's
really?
have a look.
I can see it clearly on Facebook. It looks clear
Oh,
to
good.
me.
All right, great. As long as it's clear to you, then let me have a look on this. Let
We're
me have a
clear.
look. Here we go. Ali is live. Oh, yeah, it's clear here. That's good.
Yeah,
Just
it's
mine.
clear. Beauties, we've been up since the crack of dawn this morning. We've been on our Wealth Wave call and
We have.
we're back on here now to share with you why your business and your life might be at a standstill. What a question you posed, Danny.
I know. What do you think it is? Why do you think?
Ooh, let
Well,
us know why.
before we ask why, who feels like their business is at a standstill and there hasn't been much going on or not enough progress or feeling sort of stagnant? Let's first ask that question, why, or is who is there? Like, let's see if anyone
Let's see.
they're at this standstill.
Let us
Uh-huh.
know in the chat. Good
Listen,
morning,
Andrea.
Felicity.
Yes.
Andrea, yeah. Rovi, hello. Cherie, Tammy, good morning. Janice from
Bring your cup.
Minahan Group.
If you got your cuppa, bring it along.
Isabel, hello. Leonie, good morning. Beck. Mel, good morning. Who's at a standstill? Beck, you're at a standstill.
We've got a solution for
You.
that. You're so gorgeous. Okay. So we're gonna explain why business is at a standstill. And I think we can sort of go back. I mean, I can use my example as well, and Ali can use her example. But I remember just being at this like set point, and you've heard us talk about set points before. We just want to dive into a little bit deeper. So this set point is you're getting nothing changes. Like the results are always the same amount of money, same amount of clients. One comes in, one drops off, or whatever that might be. It's almost like you keep getting the same result. There's nothing changing, and you're trying everything under the sun to make it like to change. Like you'll try every strategy. You'll try, we watch all those little sort of there's these videos and online events. So you're jumping onto everything, looking for the solution to move the needle in your business or in your life even. Like this is for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you've got a business, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're, I don't know, whatever. Everything is the same and nothing's changed. There is something going on. And okay, so let's have a look. Can you see the comments now? What are the
There's a few at a standstill.
Okay, great.
There is.
That's
Yes.
great. So that's great because it's great to one, identify where you're at. Two, the second part is I'm ready to find out why the F I have been here for so effing long, right? And nothing is changing. So before I started doing this work, I was creating the same results over and over again to the point that I was racking my brain as to why nothing changed. Can you turn your Facebook down? Yeah. As to why nothing was changing. It was honestly the same. And I remember first looking at Bob's work, like Bob Proctor, and thinking, is that still loud or not, Ellie?
I can't hear anything. I can only
I'm
hear you.
okay, cool. Doesn't matter. It must
I
be.
can't hear an echo. You're
Oh,
fine.
all right, cool. It's just echoing
Yeah.
for me. And I remember looking at Bob's work and thinking, well, I've sort of done this before. I know what this is. why would this be any different to the work that I've done previously and still had no change? So what I discovered very well at that point was that I had something that was called a paradigm. Does anyone know what a paradigm is?
Let
Right? You
us
might have,
know.
yeah, it might be a paradigm. You might have heard it as a limiting belief. I hate using that word. I don't know why, it just triggers me. Right? Anything, right? This was what it was. It was a paradigm. So this, I was conditioned to create the same result over and over again. And so are you, so was Ali, so are all of us. We are all operating at one certain level. And that level, that set point, that's like if you look at a thermostat, that's where you're trapped. You're trapped and you're set at 22 degrees, like literally set at 22 degrees. So what happens is that we have times where we accelerate. So times when you say, nah, that's it. You use willpower to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, you know, I'm going to do what it takes to move my business to create the results. I've done it before. Ali, you've done it before. We've all done it before. Willpower only lasts for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of days. Maybe if you're lucky, you might get through a month on willpower. But willpower is not the reason, is not how you change your results. And that's what everyone thinks. Um, Also known as a New Year's resolution. How many of us come New Year? Yeah, I'm going to get to the gym. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. We're all working from willpower. And again, it lasts a week or two. The first sign of a donut, we're done. I am in. Anyway, I'm done. First sign of a freaking donut in that fridge that, is not meant to be there, but is there, I'm done, right? So my willpower's gone. So there's something else that needs to be shifted and changed. And that's our internal thermostat. So we are now set at 22 degrees. We use the willpower. The willpower will take you up to 24 degrees for a short period of time. And then what will happen? It will just readjust right back down to 22 degrees again. And you are set there. You are set. So nothing changes. You want a new result? Nothing changes. So when we tackle the paradigm, and the paradigm is this mental programming that literally controls our every single move. So it sits within us and it controls how we walk, how we talk, what we do, behavior, gestures, hand gestures. You see me? This is the ethnic in me, blah, 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 blah. It controls everything we do, right? So when we can become aware of this paradigm and the behavior, we instantly can, well, not with the willpower, if we recognize what it is that's holding us back, we get the opportunity to change and adapt to the new patterns or the new habitual ways of being, right? So when we can change the habit, we change the result. And as well as a few other things that go along with that, right? But this is what I was able to do. This is what Ali was able to do. We were able to change our set point. So from 22, we moved up to about 30 degrees, right? We got hot, right? And when we say hot, it's because we were able to operate from a different level, a different temperature. And if you're hot, you're freaking hot. That's all I'm going to say, right? And then that becomes your new way of being. It becomes your new set point. It becomes a result. An example of that is at 22 degrees, we may have been earning a lot less money. At 30 degrees, the new set point, that's 10x or 20x or whatever that is, right? So say in Ellie's case, from $4,000 to $25,000 a month. In my case, from $10,000 to $100,000 months. Like this is, and now together we're doing that. We've moved up to 40 degrees, right? So we're on the 40-degree temperature setting, and both of us are there together creating that result. So, and I'm not saying this to impress anybody, I promise you. It's not that we impress you, it's that we show you that if you want the change, we can show you exactly how to do that. And this is what we were taught. What happened with Ali and me. I'm going to hand it over to Al so she can explain to you all how this happened for her and how it happened for me, of course.
And
So
I think
interesting.
the catalyst, Danee, exactly what you're saying is, guys, you might be listening to exactly what Danee's saying and thinking, oh my God, that sounds amazing for her. But how much harder am I going to have to work to create that result? I remember the first time I heard this and thought, oh my God, I'm actually working so hard. I'm doing so many things. There's not enough hours in the day to fit any more in. For me to change that set point, what's going to be required in terms of the work to contact more people, do more things?
Yeah.
You know, I felt like I was a slave in my business. And when Danee showed me that it wasn't about working harder, it was about changing the internal programming, which in turn changed my frequency. Oh my goodness. So guys, Danee sort of just touched on this, and you may or may not have heard this before. My set point for myself, my husband, and we were on Centrelink benefits at the time, was like $4,300 a month combined. So that was what we were earning day in, day out, day in, day out. And I was working really hard. Like, I thought I was a really hard worker, and I, you know, prided myself on having this extremely hard work ethic. Who else has done that before? I thought, you know, that was probably the best quality that I had, was my work ethic. When I actually understood that work ethic, I remember not, you know, even allowing myself to see daylight. I know this sounds very extreme,
Hey,
but
oh, me too. Me too. Me
I would
too.
literally not leave the chair until I achieved what I wanted to achieve that day. Like, I was really disciplined in that way, but it wasn't actually because I didn't want it bad enough, or I didn't have the drive or the inspiration or even the aspiration to actually do it. There was something happening in my thinking and my thought patterns, which is the paradigm, that was capping me at these results. So when I learned that I could actually allow myself to not work like an absolute maniac and be in that masculine way 24 hours a day, and just feel like I had to be on working and physically do to create a big result. Oh my goodness. The
Mm.
light bulbs that went off were just amazing. So when I was then able to switch my paradigm and, you know, go through that temperature and then create $25,000 in a 4-week period and
Mm.
not work any harder, I remember thinking, oh my goodness, this must be a fluke. This must be a fluke. I would never be able to do this again. And I spoke to Danee at the time, and it wasn't a fluke. It was because I'd worked through these paradigms and worked through that conditioning of that set point. So once I'd broken through that, the results continued because I then had that as my new standard. That was the new programming. I wasn't a different person, but I had a new programming and an internal setting that was now my benchmark. And this is how I operated. So Danee and I just love this topic. We love identifying this in other people and seeing exactly what's keeping them stuck, because we have so many incredible high caliber women that come to us and they can't see it because they don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. If you've never experienced this, or you're not sure what a paradigm is or how to actually unblock it, it's literally like a blockage in the subconscious programming. That's what it is. It's a blockage.
Yeah.
And we love unblocking those blockages.
Well, yesterday on yesterday's call, we had our incredible client call, and everyone was on, and everyone shared their paradigms, and it was really quite interesting. So what they thought was stopping them from creating the result. So everyone shared what it was from there for them, and then they asked me to share what mine was, right? And I was like, I knew that question was coming. So, and I want to share it with everybody because I think it's really important for you to recognize this. And for Ali and I, the importance of helping women who are in this situation right now, and this may be you, you may be able to relate to that. Maybe you won't, and that's fine too. But for me, it was about doing everything. It was about chaos. I would present. So when I was, say, in network marketing, I'm going to say like 13, 14 years ago now, I would present and call myself a category 5 tornado, right? Because 5 kids at that time, 5 kids, I had 2 dogs. At one stage, I had 4 dogs or it was just crazy, right? So, just life was happening all around me. It was like chaotic. My house was, with the 5 kids, everything was just like a complete tornado. And I didn't understand that being in that way, in that mode, was actually stopping me from creating the success that I truly wanted. So we talked about it, and this chaos in my mind was that I always had the thought that to create success, you had to be not perfect, but everything had to be in order, right? So there's a bit of truth to that, really. Well, there's not, because you can still create it without it. But for me, that was my belief, and that was my paradigm. So my paradigm was always wanting to be organized, or I'm unorganized and wanting to be organized. So when I discovered that, I could change that and really step into a different version of myself, once you identify this paradigm, when I did that, I was able to make such a massive change in my results, because there was order in my mind. Instead of thinking of 1,000 ideas all at once and saying, I need to do this, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do that, because of my creative mind, it was like all of a sudden I was drilling that in to one idea or one thing. And, well, maybe 2 things, not one thing, right? So it became very clear to me that to create success, I had to change something internally. And for me, it was a conflict of wanting to do everything, be everything, and do all these things. Like everything, it was like the shiny light bulb, the shiny disco ball. Yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that. And I was constantly chasing so many things because my mind didn't have the order. So that was the paradigm. And that's how I had always operated from that paradigm. I'll give you an example. So when I talk about chaos, so when I was a kid, I'm a Pisces as well. I reckon that adds to it too, right? The creativity and the mess and everything else. Anyway, and as a kid, I would have, like, my room would get to the point where I could not open my wardrobe and get. I think we've lost. Oh, we're back. It was so bad. Like, you couldn't find anything. There was just crap everywhere as a kid. And my mum would say, clean your room, right? So I'd go in and then I'd completely clean that room. So this is willpower. This is what we talk about, willpower. So I'd go in and I'd clean my room, and I'd feel amazing it'd take me like 2 days to fold all the clothes and clean it all up and everything else. And then within a day, it was back to the mess again, right? So this is the paradigm. So my paradigm started very early. So that went through my adult life as well, where I'd create mess really quickly and then I'd clean up really quickly. And I know you're thinking, why is this relevant to business? It's got everything to do with business, everything to do with life, because you have to create a pattern, a new way of being, to create a different result. So this is a trap that I was in. So that then created a flow-on effect with so many ideas. Like, there's so much mess in the mind that you can't create the order. So this was a huge part of my transformation, was that. And yesterday on our call with all our beautiful members, it sort of really unlocked something in me, speaking about it to our members and just sharing that, even though I know this, and I said to Ali after the call, I said, it's like speaking it out loud really gave me more clarity as well as to how far I've come because of that. So if anyone feels like that, and then, we really honed in on who we're talking to as well. It's that woman that wants to create the success, but is stuck because there's either too much going on in the mind. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to go. You're always asking, but how can I do this? So when you know that you want change and you have potential, how many of you believe you have that potential? Please let me know in the comments.
Let us know.
Let us know, because so many of us have this freaking potential, but we don't know how to express it. We don't know how to make that next move. And let me share with you, it's not you. It is your internal thermostat that's stopping you from creating that success. It's that. So if you can shift that paradigm and set that temperature to another, like, setting, go from 22 to 24 degrees even, you will make massive, massive change.
Yeah.
That's what we want to share with you, because that's how it all starts. You might be in this pattern, controlling pattern, and you've been there for years. You don't even recognize it, like Ali said. So we're very, very good at recognizing. And we've had clients come and say to us, I don't have a paradigm. I'm like, yeah, sure, right? Has your result changed? Are you earning the same amount of money? Do you have the same results? Because if you do, there's change there's something there that needs to be changed. And that's
That's a really
exactly
good
what,
point.
yeah, it really is, isn't it?
That's a great,
So I have to be,
yeah. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
great point, because sometimes people think that they don't have a paradigm, or there's nothing wrong, or they're comfortable where they are. But if you're earning the same amount as you have been for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and your
yeah,
results have only incrementally changed, you haven't had a massive change in result, there's something that can be shifted, and we love helping our
yeah.
community shift it.
Moonbeam saying mine is fear of success in and failure. As last time I succeeded, tall poppies cut me down. This is huge. This is a big one, and that's all part of this. Now I'm not concerned, as I know I don't need to listen to people who've not done it. That's incredible. But what I'm going to challenge you to is, even if your belief has shifted, the belief has to match, the result has to match the belief. And that was where we had seen that, you can change your belief, but then, like Ali was saying, she was actioning everything out in this high voltage masculine sort of way.
Yeah,
But when you change the frequency and the paradigm, the frequency changes, and so does then the way you do things. So does then the action, because you have to take massive inspired action, but you don't have to take it from a place that will burn you out. And there's a beautiful formula for that. And I think, I'm so grateful to have mastered that with Ali, and show women exactly how to step forward and move, knowing that exact formula to success. And I think that's just, the work that we've been doing and we're sharing with all our incredible members, actions and behaviors. Yeah. Yeah. This is you too. I love it. I love it. I love it.
delegating
Yeah.
is your challenge, Moonbeam. Yeah, we get that. And
Beck's Oh, Cherie's saying, I know logically I have potential, but my body's responding in conflict. But I know I don't feel it. Yeah. So this is Cherie, and 100%. This is the regulation of the body, and which is a big part of it, because the body must regulate to it, and that's obviously why we're on calls every morning at 6:30 a.m. That's to regulate the body. And of course, this morning we did a lot of that, which was beautiful. Just stepping into that, the beautiful gratitude and not gratitude, just like going through all those memories that through the Tony Robbins video that we did. It was great, wasn't it? Just regulating that body, being authentic, not
exactly,
perfect. 100%.
absolutely. And
That is,
to create, sometimes we think to create we have to be on this high
yeah,
altitude speed all the time, but it's actually being in flow, and understanding that you don't have to be like a maniac to create. You can create in such a beautiful, harmonious way, but it's just knowing how to activate that, and knowing that the results can still absolutely follow when you're in that way. You don't have to be like a crazy person to achieve, so which is huge.
yeah. And Moonbeam is saying, XOX is saying that trusting others to have the same standard, ethics, morals, intentions, divine service. Yeah, of course, that comes with, when you shift your frequency, you start to attract people that are on that same level as you. And
Exactly.
we've seen this so often. It's like, well, there's the wrong people in my life. There's like nothing's working. I've got the wrong employees. All of that. It's it's a direct reflection of where we are, and we found that too, Ali, didn't we? Is that we're not
Exactly.
at that right understanding of what we wanted, where we were going. We were attracting whatever we sort of who we needed in that moment, but that wasn't really what we needed. It was just like filling the gaps, if that makes sense. And I don't mean to say
Exactly.
that, but it's not. So this is the thing: when you are in the right frequency, when you understand what it is that's challenging you internally, you then are able to attract the right people. So we call this the people, the places, the plots, the plans. Everything starts to show up exactly how you want it to show up. And every morning on our wealth wave, we have so many wins from so many people.
It's
It's just
incredible.
like because they're in the frequency, you're in the sort of you're in the right magical sort of, I don't know what it is. It's like
Yeah, it's the right formula because
the
they're
right,
plugging in every single day and they're in the frequency and yeah, it's just incredible.
yeah, magnetizing, not pushing from feminine womb energy, 100%. And that's what it is. It's the wounded feminine is just the, oh, poor me. Like it's the poor me. It's the, the one that's constantly just dragging her feet and not feeling into anything. It's the blame. It's all of that. And then, of course, that's exactly what we start to attract. But that's a whole nother topic, right?
It
A whole nother.
is another topic for another day.
Yeah, Cass, didn't realize you're chaotic. Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize I was chaotic either until it was sort of when I started to do this work, and I said, "Oh, hang on a minute, this is what's actually going on for me." So the realization and the recognition of where we are at is one of the most important things you will do. The realization that, hang on a minute, ego will stop that. Ego will stop you from actually recognizing anything. It'll mask it. It will cover it up. It will do everything not to expose you. Everything not to expose you. So when you can move past ego and just put it to the side for 5 minutes and say, hang on a minute, this is what's going on. I'm actually going to write this out, put it on a piece of paper, and then bring the ego back in after you've written it out and you've got it out. At least you know what it is. Because most of us, ego will stand in front of it. It will hide the paradigms. It will hide because it wants to keep us where we are. It wants to keep you at 22 degrees because ego is very comfortable right there. And we've got to move past that. That's part of the work, And yeah, it was me for a very, very long time. I admit it. Like, yeah. The yeah, it was so good, wasn't it, Leonie? It was amazing this morning. We're in a high vibe bubble.
So
Yes.
good. We are. We love it.
So call to action for everybody is discover what it is that you think is holding you back.
Yeah,
If you know,
it's huge.
if you feel like you're being held back, and how do I know if I'm being held back? Well, you'll know if you are creating the same result. So if nothing's changed, there's work to be done. It's as simple as that. And that was what Bob Proctor had shared with us. It's like, if you are where you are and nothing has changed, it means that there's work to be done.
Exactly.
Work on you. So yeah, let us know.
Let us know in the chat. We'd love to know in the chat what you identify. Thanks, everyone. Have the best day.
Amazing.
And see you soon. Any questions, let us know and we'll answer them as well.
Yeah. And if you'd love to learn a little more, or we invite you to just jump in and have a call with one of our girls. And if you want to work on that paradigm and discover more about what you think that paradigm is and you're a little stuck, just book in a 10-minute call and we can get one of our coaches to help you with that too. So yay.
Our team will drop our link so the girls will take you through it. It's called a transformation call. So they can help you with that. Thanks, everyone.
Amazing. Thanks, everyone.
See you soon. Bye-bye.